A couple reached out to our 11 call for action team with some concerns about a Safeway pharmacy reusing prescription bottles with other people's personal information still on them. The couple told us they discovered somebody else's prescription label underneath theirs, and they were able to see that person's name, address, and prescription information.
The corporate Safeway office told 11 News reporter Jenna Middaugh it looked into the matter and acknowledged the local pharmacy did not follow company policy. Jenna explains what the store is doing now in this 11 call for action investigation.
I'm very concerned.
Marcel Castro said this used to be his go-to pharmacy. It's the Safeway off Vindicator and Rock Rimmon on the northwest side of Colorado Springs.
I've been using that Safeway for about a year.
But that all changed following his most recent trip. After picking up his prescription and taking it home, he said he noticed what looked like another label on the bottle underneath his own.
So I proceeded to peel off one of the labels.
Sure enough, someone else's name was underneath his, along with their address and prescription details.
I was concerned about that, not only because of, HIPAA and, having someone else's medical information given to me by a pharmacy, but cross-contamination of my medication with whatever was previous in this bottle.
Since I could clearly see the other person's address on their prescription label, which we've blurred here, I reached out. Kip Russell told me it's his daughter's prescription information.
At first I was like, well, mistakes happen, so it's really not that big a deal. It could have happened to anybody. And then, just thinking about it over the last couple hours, it's a little disconcerting.
He said he's been using this Safeway pharmacy for decades and has never had a problem before.
All of a sudden now there's people out there who know my young daughter's name, address, and the medication she's taking.
According to the Colorado Board of Pharmacy, pharmacies are allowed to reuse prescription bottles that were not picked up if the prescription is the same. But in this case, they were different, and that raises some concerns.
Different medications may cause a potential for an allergic reaction for the original medication that was in there. So medications can leave residue or dust from a pill, so another patient receiving it may be exposed and could suffer an allergic reaction.
When I asked whether prescription labels need to be removed before the bottles can be reused, Senior Program Director Dimitri Kunin told me this.
It is best practice to remove that label prior to dispensing it to another individual.
I also reached out to Safeway's corporate office. A company spokesperson told me Safeway pharmacies are allowed to reuse medication, but they should discard the bottle. The spokesperson said in a statement, quote, "It appears that our policy wasn't adhered to and some bottles were inadvertently relabeled. We are looking into the matter at our Colorado Springs store and following up with a policy training reminder." After seeing this double label, Castro told me he looked at some of his other prescription bottles from the same pharmacy and found several more with multiple labels. Now, he and his fiancée say they won't be going back to this Safeway.
Because I know that there's been a prescription or two that I haven't picked up for whatever reason, and now I'm concerned, like, oh my God, somebody could have my information out there. They know where I live, my phone number, my doctor's name.
I also reached out to CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, and King Soopers about their pharmacy policies. King Soopers never got back to me, but the other companies say their pharmacies follow state laws and Board of Pharmacy requirements. Jenna Middaugh, 11 Call for Action.
If you do have a concern or complaint about a pharmacy or pharmacist, you can report that to the state. We have forms at kktv.com. Just click on the Find It tab on the right side of the page.